Good morning, Deepesh. Good morning, Ankur. Okay. Am I audible right now? Good morning, Rishi. Yes. Shiva, good morning. Chali. So, welcome to Daily News Analysis by Tathastu ICS. So, today we are going to see certain topics that will be reflecting in a UPSC paper, okay, from the Hindu paper. Okay? Chaliye. So, for 22nd July 2026, I have picked some articles, okay, jahan par we are going to discuss certain things. It is kind of a combination of paper today, okay, and good morning, Shivani Soni. Good morning, Riddhi. Good morning, Anandpal. गुड मॉर्निंग एवरीवन. ठीक है, चलिए. सो आज पहले चीज हम देखने वाले हैं. जस्ट अ सेकेंड. चलिए. सो टुडे वी आर गोइंग टू सी देयर आर सर्टेन टॉपिक्स with us. Okay, the first one is about methane gas. Okay, so here in Sikkim, okay, in a river, Testa river, so they have planning for a stage 6 हाइड्रो इलेक्ट्रिक पावर डैम्स. ठीक है, सो उसके लिए क्या किया था उन लोगों ने, एक टनल बनाया. ठीक है, वहां पर टनल एक्सकवेशन और टनल बनाने टाइम पे क्या हो गया, मीथेन गैस एक्सप्लोड हो गया उसी रॉक्स के अंदर और वो टनल के अंदर. दैट वी आर गोइंग टू सी, बिकॉज ऑफ दैट पीपल हैव लॉस्ट देयर लाइफ. ठीक है, सो उसी बारे में हम बात करने वाले हैं. सो हियर इफ वी सी द वी आर गोइंग टू कंपाइल दिस विथ GS3. ठीक है, and also we are just going to see the infrastructure and also other related things. ठीक है, क्योंकि ये एक जहाँ है जहाँ पर इन लोगों ने हाइड्रो इलेक्ट्रिक डैम्स पावर प्रोजेक्ट लेके आ रहे हैं, वहां पर इट इज अ सेंसिटिव एरिया एज वेल. सो दैट वी आर गोइंग टू सी फ्रॉम द फर्स्ट टॉपिक. ठीक है, एंड द सेकेंड वन इज अबाउट दिस एडिटोरियल इज टॉकिंग अबाउट. देखो, आजकल हमने वो फर्टिलिटी रेट के बारे में भी और डेमोग्राफिक चेंजेस और डेमोग्राफिक डिवाइडेड के बारे में हम बहुत ज्यादा बात कर रहे हैं, राइट. सो वन अमंग दैट इज दिस. ठीक है, सो गुड मॉर्निंग शानू, वार्म वेलकम टू एवरीबॉडी. ठीक है, चलिए. सो यहाँ पर हम क्या देखने वाले हैं. So in the recent survey that have been released by UN, जहाँ पर एक चीज notice किया गया, it have been noticed that certain things, okay, certain external factors are being a reason why people choose to have a late parenthood and late marriages. That we are going to see. ठीक है, so there is a positive thing also, there is a negative aspects as well that we are going to see here. So straight away it is going to impact us in the GS1 paper, society, okay, gender gap, demographic dividend, everything we are going to see. Okay, marriage as an institution, how it is working in India and why people are choosing for like the late marriages. Okay, the factors that are being contributed to these kind of things. Okay, then the third one is about philanthropy. So recently we have seen like हमारी foreign contribution regulation act भी आए हैं, right. They have the NGOs can work under said domains only, right, and they have to publish all the documents, board of members कौन है, ठीक है, CEO कौन है, all the details they have to give it, right. So based upon that also this editorial is being placed where philanthropy should be Atmanirbhar, where India should itself manage all those fundings and India should always go for creating the fundings and everything. Okay, that they are talking about here. So here again if you see it will be like GS3 as well as we will be seeing it in the GS1 as well. Okay, then the fourth one is about the list of folly, where they have this editorial is criticizing recent West Bengal government's decisions based upon SIR. Okay, so that we are going to see here. Clear till now? If there is any doubt, please let me know, otherwise we will move forward. Okay, चलिए. The first one is about okay, the first one is about the toxic gas kills 20 in Sikkim tunnel, right. Okay, hope the color is visible, right. So अगर हम यहाँ पर देखेंगे तो, so if you see here the tunnel excavation is keep on going on. So the major project, okay, in Sikkim that is going on is on the Teesta river. ठीक है, so Teesta river generally it originates from हमारी Himalayas हैं, ठीक है, एंड वहां से इट इज गोइंग डाउन फ्लोइंग रिवर है. सो वहां से अगर हम देखेंगे इनका पोजिशन, ठीक है. सो आई होप इट इज विजिबल फॉर एवरीवन, राइट. सो ये देख लो, यहाँ से हमारी शुरू हो रहा है हमारी रिवर. ओके, सो क्या हो जाता है, सॉरी, टेस्टा यहाँ से शुरू हो जाता है. इट इज अ वेरी बिग ट्रिब्यूटरी ऑफ ब्रह्मपुत्र. सो फर्स्ट इनिशियली इट वाज एक्चुअली दिस रिवर वाज flowing the downwards, and actually it have been earlier it was joined through straight away through the Padma river. ठीक है, लेकिन बाद में क्या हो गया था, like after some time, like 1757 and 1758 के टाइम पे, due to certain factors, this river, okay, that have been curved towards the Bangladesh. And just a moment, just a second beta. Okay, so it have been recently changed, it have shifted its complete flow of the river. Okay, and they have right now majorly into the, they are joining into the Jamuna river where through the Bangladesh. ठीक है, so अगर हम यहाँ पर देख रहे हैं तो it is a tributary of Brahmaputra, right, and also we have a touch with whom, the Bangladesh, right. It will be entering the Bangladesh after touching India as well. So यहाँ पर problem majorly, यहाँ पर problem क्या आ रहा है, there are certain things that we have to consider. ठीक है, so हमारी तीस्ता रिवर के ऊपर हम क्या कर रहे हैं, स्टेज 6, ओके, हाइड्रो इलेक्ट्रिक पावर प्रोजेक्ट हम कर रहे हैं, सो दैट वी विल बी हैविंग अ बेटर इलेक्ट्रिसिटी प्रोडक्शन ऑल्सो. क्यों वहां पर, स्पेशली वाई इट इज इन द टेस्टा, द रीजन बीइंग द फैक्टर्स आर सपोर्टिव देयर व्हेन इट कम्स टू द फोर्स ऑफ इट. ठीक है, द फोर्स ऑफ द तीस्ता रिवर इज very much pretty good because it is down flowing and it is a complete fast running river. ठीक है, so that is why we are planning the project over there. And the tunnel, okay, that have been built, that has been being built, okay, so that will be bringing the water from this area to the main dam. okay, electric power project है ना, वहां पर यहाँ रिवर से वो प्रोजेक्ट तक लोगों ने क्या पानी लेके जाने का टनल था वो. ठीक है, सो वहां पर एक्सकवेशन में क्या हो गया था, मीथेन गैस एक्सप्लोड हो गया है, इसलिए लॉस ऑफ लाइफ हो रहे हैं. ठीक है, सो एज आई हैव टोल्ड यू, सो तीस्ता रिवर के बारे में अगर हम बात कर रहे हैं, सो दिस एरिया, ओके, देयर आर सर्टेन डिस्प्यूट्स दैट वी आर फेसिंग इट राइट नाउ. ठीक है, सो वी विल बी सीइंग द डिस्प्यूट्स दैट वी आर फेसिंग. ठीक है, पहले ये प्रोजेक्ट सिक्किम में नामची डिस्ट्रिक्ट में हो रहे हैं. क्लियर, दिस इज द लोकेशन ऑफ द एरिया. ठीक है, सो एज आई हैव टोल्ड यू, तीस्ता रिवर डाउन फ्लोइंग है, और इसके अलावा ये सिक्किम के नामची डिस्ट्रिक्ट जहाँ है, it is very sensitive to economical factors, environmental factors, where it is very easy for the landslides, and also seismic zone 4 and 5 is here. ठीक है, सो सीस्मिक जोन्स अगर आपको पता है तो दे आर वेरी prone to what, the earthquakes also, right. So they are terrainly, they are very sensitive in that location. So bringing such kind of a huge, okay, project, electric project, that is not a kind of advisable thing. ठीक है, सो यहाँ पर हमें सेफ्टी मेजर्स बहुत ज़्यादा लेके आना पड़ेगा. ठीक है, सो पहले इनका प्रोजेक्ट याद रख लेना. ठीक है, एंड वेयर इट इज ऑन द तीस्ता रिवर ऑफ सिक्किम. ओके, सिक्किम में नामची डिस्ट्रिक्ट. ठीक है, सो दिस यू कैन कीप इट इन माइंड. एंड यहाँ पर जो आने वाले हैं हाइड्रो इलेक्ट्रिक प्रोजेक्ट, दैट इज द स्टेज 6. ठीक है, याद रख लेना ये. ओके, hydroelectric power project. So one of the other issue here is, one is we have talked about the environmental issue and also the strategical location, right. So strategical location किसके थ्रू है, क्योंकि यहाँ पर it is having the bordering effects with India and Bhutan, and also India with Bangladesh as well, right. सो अगर इंडिया भूटान के बारे में हम देखेंगे तो वाटर डिस्प्यूट्स तो है नहीं उतना, राइट, बट व्हेन इट कम्स टू इंडिया बांग्लादेश, इट इज अ वेरी कोर वाटर डिस्प्यूट एरिया है, जहां पर ब्रह्मपुत्र के बारे में भी वी नो डैम्स का इश्यूज आ रहे थे, एंड राइट नाउ इंडिया इज प्लानिंग टू गो फॉर दिस प्रोजेक्ट, एंड दे विल बी eventually the water will be directed to India only, and already the complaints are coming from Bangladesh. In the downstream they are receiving very less water because of certain the dams and also this project, ठीक है. अगर पानी कम होते जा रहे, it is one of a favorable condition for whom China to interfere. Right now China is more active in this project, and it is saying that कि बांग्लादेश को मैं help करूंगी, I'll help Bangladesh to get certain different projects, and we will be having advanced, ठीक है. So these are the things that we are actually majorly talking about here, ठीक है. So this we have to keep that in mind. So जहाँ पर you can ask कि ये सारा problems है, तो the sensitivity of the location and also the climatic conditions, and otherwise the major problem with the border disputes and the water dispute, and how come the major issue of methane gas have been came here. If you ask that, ये rocks, okay, as I have told you, they are very sensitive क्यों है, because they are very new in nature comparatively. उन लोगों का मतलब उसी rocks का और उसी terrain का उतना age नहीं है, they are still a younger blocks, and they are still a younger like rocks only, ठीक है. So when the creation has been happened, the methane gas and all other gases have been trapped between those rocks and trapped between those passages, ठीक है. So while excavating it have been suspected methane gas have been exploded, and because of that people lost their life, ठीक है. So 3 things you have to keep that in mind: the sensitivity of the demography, okay, and also the second thing is about the river dispute, and also the methane gas, how it have been trapped there, ठीक है. We will talk about that later, Shivu, ठीक है, don't worry. Clear till now? If there is any doubt, please उसका location एक बार देख लेना, ठीक है. And the project have been as I have told you, hydroelectric power project, that is basically of whom the National Hydropower Electric Corporation का है, and they it will come under, okay, the Ministry of Power of Bangladesh. Obviously they'll do the same thing only, and they will try to incur in India. That is what their aim is for. China को तो वही है ना. चलिए नेक्स्ट में चलते हैं हम. व्हाट इंडियाज यंग पीपल आर सेइंग अबाउट फैमिलीज. सो अभी यूएनएफपीए में, ओके, द यूएन फैमिली सर्वे में एक चीज हमें मिला है कि दैट, ओके, यूज अ डिफरेंट कलर हियर. चलिए, सो इन UNFPA survey we are able to see people does it is not like people of this younger generation is not willing to take the classes, or sorry, not willing to take the parenthood, or not willing to take the marriages, or they are not into the social institutions. ऐसा कुछ है ही नहीं. The things are different, okay. अगर हम देखेंगे तो, okay, in this survey they have actually take the survey around like 73 countries including India also. वहाँ पर इन लोगों ने इंडिया में क्या पता चला, इंडिया का सर्वे है ना, फैमिली की सर्वे है, वहाँ पर also produced due to a large population of cow too. शानू, ठीक है, मीथेन large population of cow is not equal to what will be produced like melting of icebergs, and also these trapped methanes है ना, they are much more higher than the ratio of what the cow population will be releasing, ठीक है, that is different, okay. चलिए, okay. सो अगर हम यहाँ पर देख रहे हैं, सो इफ वी आर एबल टू सी कि इंडिया में अभी फर्टिलिटी रेट भी थोड़ा सा curtailed है, right. We have the ratio of 2.1%, right, the fertility rate, and also we are able to see, okay, there are better education system for women, and also now people are working, women are majorly working, and along with that, okay, we are able to see healthcare, mental health care ka wo pura, okay, the support is being given by the Indian government. That is one of the thing that we have to appreciate. But the thing is, when we take this survey, ओके, सो वहां पर हमें ये पता चल रहा है कि इट इज नॉट ओनली द रीजन ऑफ दोज पॉजिटिव्स, देर आर सर्टेन थिंग्स दैट वी हैव टू टेकन इनटू द कंसिडरेशन. व्हाट आर ऑल दोज थिंग्स? First thing is about the stability jobs. Okay, now the youths are very clear that ki, okay, stable jobs, अगर मुझे एक फैमिली को, इफ आई एम नॉट एबल टू अफोर्ड अ स्टेबल जॉब, ओके, एंड आई कैन नॉट वर्क प्रोग्रेस ऑन माई फैमिली, राइट, आई कैन नॉट पास ऑन द बर्डन टू माई फैमिली, सो आई विल बी वेटिंग for those financial stability, and once I attain, I'll be getting into my family life. Okay, so again it is very clear, it is not like Indian citizens does not want a parenthood or does not want a family. They indeed want the family. Even 4 out of 10 women and 3 out of 10 men, they wanted like only 2 children in the family, because the affordability of education, the affordability of the healthcare, okay, and also the jobs that we are talking about, these are the factors that is pushing them for delayed marriages, delayed family institutions, and also for the delayed like very minimal family size. Okay, so these are the things. One is the stable job, right? अगर मुझे, ठीक है, स्टेबल जॉब नहीं मिल रहा है तो मैं क्या कर सकती हूँ? ठीक है, सो अगर हमें वो स्टेबल जॉब्स नहीं है तो आई कैन नॉट अफोर्ड माई चिल्ड्रंस एजुकेशन, राइट? एंड ऑल्सो the second thing that we have to keep that in mind is, okay, so education के अलावा healthcare, okay, abhi first thing is about the education. Women are going for higher education, right? So they are trying to be more financially independent, and also they wanted to achieve something in their life, so they are choosing the career right now. So these are the things which are being a factor for what this delayed marriages. Okay, and climate change also plays a role here. Okay, so the climate change, the lifestyle, okay, and along with that the certain things that we actually go with, right? So all these things, okay, this is showing that key external factors, not only the financial or the educational things, the environmental things also putting a things, putting a favorable things, okay, for the delayed marriages. Why it is, how it is the climate change? The climate change is like, right now we have very like the spread of COVID and everything, right? And along with that, the degree, if you see the temperature here and the monsoon pattern, everything, right? So which is making the human survival bit complicated and challenged, right? So these are the things, they don't want their kids to suffer, or they don't want to they don't want to give a very minimal things to their kids. That is a major thing why क्लाइमेट चेंज इज कीपिंग अप. ठीक है, सो मान लो अगर मुझे मैं ऑफिस में जा रही हूँ, आई एम नॉट एबल टू अफोर्ड एन एसी, ओके, फॉर माई फैमिली, टेम्परेचर बढ़ते जा रहे हैं व्हेन इट कम्स टू द समर्स एंड एवरीथिंग. सो एट दैट टाइम, okay, in case if I'm not able to give a better lifestyle to my family, why would I be going into the like instead of settling up my family in a minimal opportunities, I'll be going for delayed marriages where I would be able to secure some money and things. Okay, so financial stability and financial insecurity, and along with that government policies also is a major concern here. Okay, so these are the major factors that is actually putting for the favorable conditions for whom? The complete, okay, it is putting for the favorable conditions for the complete delayed marriages and the delayed social institutions. ठीक है, चलिए एक एक करके हम देख लेते हैं यहाँ पर. Allow me a moment, I just wanted to get a just a second. चलिए, oh, it's much better for me. Okay, it is not working right now for me. चलिए, okay. On World Population Day this year, July 11th, UNFPA released the Demographic Futures Survey, the largest study of its kind, surveyed across 73 countries, including India. It asked a simple question. Okay, कैसे आपको family planning, how it is going when you like when you wanted to get married, and how is your things are planned, all these things. Okay, very simple questions. Okay, and also India's Ministry of Health and Family Welfare set the theme healthy timing and spacing of pregnancies. ठीक है, so चलिए, ठीक है. So the India's Ministry of Health and Family Welfare set the theme where, okay, the healthy timing and spacing of pregnancies, a reminder that the heart of every demographic number is a question of choice. ठीक है, so whether young people can decide freely and on their own timeline when and how to build their families. ठीक है, so यहाँ पर इन लोगों ने ये बता दिया, but the major thing is the fertility rate that have been right now is considered, okay, in 2.1 percentage. It is not a population crisis, people are choosing for that. ठीक है, as I have told you when I listing out down the factors when we are talking about the jobs, okay, and education and affordable healthcare, because healthcare is being more expensive when it comes to the private institutions, and also the government institutions are not that well performing in the when it comes to the healthcare, right? So people are preferring for the private institutions only, the healthcare. And the fourth thing that we have talked about is about the climate change, okay, which is showing the rise in temperature that is also affecting the people's health, and the different monsoon patterns of food availability, food security, all these things are one of a collective factors for climate change that are reflecting in the late marriages. Okay, one thing. And also the next thing is about the government policies, right? So government policies में यहाँ पर क्या क्या है, the females, okay, when they are trying when they are choosing their career, they have the opportunity to plan their children, right? One is about the career opportunity for women, and also the second thing is about the choice when they wanted to get married. Okay, इंडिया में 18 इयर्स के नीचे जो भी मैरिजेस पहले जा रहे थे, अभी इसका रेट बहुत बहुत कम हो गया, अराउंड लाइक नियरली 23%. See, the share of young women married before 18 years has fallen from 23.3% to 20.1%. So it is because of the better education and also the career opportunities. ठीक है, so यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है, अगर 18 इयर्स के कम इन लोगों ने चूज कर सकते हैं, माई फैमिली लाइफ, माई parenthood life can be under after this age only, if that opportunity is given. So people are choosing the education and also their career. So वहां पर क्या हो रहा है, एक जगह एम्पावरमेंट होते जा रहे हैं और दूसरी जगह विमेन का हेल्थ भी बेटर है. मान लो अगर 15 इयर्स में 16 इयर्स में एक लड़की को शादी हो रहा है वहां पर, एंड उनको दे हैव टू गिव बर्थ टू चाइल्ड, इट विल अफेक्ट बोथ द मदर एंड द infant health as well, right? There is a lot of risk for both of them to lose their life in the pregnancies, right? So that is what the thing here they are talking about. Okay, one is that, and also the availability of contraceptives and also the availability of opportunities for them to delay those, like once they occur that financial stability, then they will be proceeding for the family planning and things, right? So these are the opportunities and the government policies that we are talking about actually. Okay, so government policies में girl child education and also the contraceptive availability and the choice of genders to choose their family planning timings, things are the major government policies that we are talking about here. Okay, so abhi coming to this back, okay, the fertility rate which is less which is not a population crisis. It is actually about the social and economical crisis that we have to put concentration right now. That is what they are trying to say it here. Clear? Okay. So, but number still more than one story at once, and if we stop at all the good news, we will miss that young India is trying to say. As इंडिया क्या बोलने वाले हैं, like 4 in 10 women and third of men say that 2 children is their ideal family size. ठीक है, so as I have told you, out of 10 women, okay, 4 women choose for only 2 children, and the same goes with men also. 3 men out of 10, they are going for only 2 children, because of, as I have told you, the pressure on raising the children, okay, financial pressure, and also their health. Okay, from 0 to 5 years, it will be like very crucial for very expensive when it comes to the children's health care. Okay, so these are the things that all are adding factor where हमारी fertility rate भी 2.1 है, और इसके अलावा हमारी वो late marriages का भी factors हैं. ठीक है, चलिए, the demographic futures survey found the same pattern across countries. Young people are not turning away from family life, obviously they want it, but they are asking for the better conditions to live it. ठीक है, so better conditions वहाँ पर या क्या है, if you see the unemployment rates in India, right? So unemployment का और the MNCs में जो भी लोग काम कर रहे हैं उन लोगों का it is like job security नहीं है, stable jobs नहीं है, right? और इसके अलावा the income they are getting it, okay, so that is not affordable for managing all the things. ठीक है, so men के लिए financial burden है, और इसके अलावा we are going to see certain demographic divide and gender divide as well. ठीक है, क्योंकि एवरी लाइक इंडिया में अगर कोई भी वो पॉलिसीज आ रहा है वो कम्स अंडर यूनिफॉर्म पॉलिसीज ओनली फॉर ऑल द स्टेट्स, राइट? बट यहाँ पर इसी सर्वे में क्या दिखा जा रहा है हमें, नॉट एवरी स्टेट इज गोइंग विद द सेम काइंड ऑफ फीजिबिलिटी एंड सेम काइंड ऑफ पॉपुलेशन रेट्स ऑल्सो. ठीक है, अगर हम बिहार में फर्टिलिटी रेट देखेंगे तो कम से कम 3 आ रहे हैं, बट वेन इट कम्स टू सिक्किम इट इज ओनली 1. ठीक है, but if you see in like Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Karnataka, the southern states, everywhere it is around 2. So the formulation of policies should not be kind of a uniform, okay, it should be inclusive, it should be specific to those areas. ठीक है, अगर हम देख रहे हैं contraceptive availability is much more in Tamil Nadu and it is not much more available in Bihar, and the gender gap, ठीक है, so women cannot choose their like lifestyle, and women cannot choose the things when they wanted to do in their career and their life at particular age. Okay, अगर वो women को choose नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, then that is a problem there. So government policies उस हिसाब से लेके आना पड़ेगा. बिहार में marriages out if it is going below 18 age, so वहाँ पर stop करना पड़ेगा. All these things we have to promote it. ठीक है, सो यूनिफॉर्मिटी एक जहाँ पर काम नहीं करेगा, सो उस टाइम हमें क्या करना पड़ेगा, द एरिया स्पेसिफिक और द स्टेट स्पेसिफिक like reading about, studying about the whole society of particular state and union territory, that how we have to formulate the policy. ठीक है, this is the major thing that they are talking about, the demographic divide. ठीक है, now coming to the gender divide. Gender divide में अगर हम देखेंगे तो we have read it already 2-3 months back if you could remember. ठीक है, women का health when it comes to the family caregiving purposes, okay, women का proportion in their contribution है ना, एक दिन में 5 घंटे का वो इन लोगों ने contribution दे रहे हैं, whereas the men, okay, men giving at least only 30 minutes of their day for the family and like family care or the unpaid caregiving work में कहाँ हो रहा है, it is only 30 minutes for men. ठीक है, so this survey shows that women are more into dual burden. okay, फैमिली का भी देखना पड़ेगा और इसके अलावा करियर भी देखना पड़ेगा. सो उस टाइम में क्या कर रहे हैं लोगों ने, पहले women are going for setting up their career, stability in the career, then they are shifting towards the family institutions and things. ठीक है, okay, can be realized only if young people are supported with employment, gender equality, and social safety. Yes, Rangna, that we are talking about here. ठीक है, चलिए, so now coming to the gender divide. where we are gender gap that we are talking about. Women are spending more time of their lifetime in caregiving than men. ठीक है, सो इसके लिए हम क्या कर सकते हैं, विमेन के लिए मेटर्निटी पेड मेटर्निटी लीव्स ये हम दे सकते हैं, और इसके अलावा वी कैन गिव देम द रिलैक्सेशंस एज वी हैव रेड ऑलरेडी, जब दे वांटेड टू परस्यू एनी डिग्री और एनी हायर एजुकेशन पीएचडी, और इफ दे वांट टू गो फॉर एनी रिसर्च एंड डेवलपमेंट, वहां पर भी इन लोगों को एज रिलैक्सेशन एंड ऑल्सो टाइम रिलैक्सेशन, फैमिली लाइफ एंड करियर अलोंग विद दैट, राइट, एक बैलेंस्ड अपॉर्चुनिटी आ जाएंगे, हमारी फर्टिलिटी रेट भी बेटर रहेगा। एक चीज ये कर सकते हैं, और दूसरा चीज वी कैन गिव मेन ऑल्सो द पेड पैटर्नल लीव। ठीक है, अगर न्यू फादर है, इन्होंने लाइक अभी नया नया इनको एक बच्चा हुआ है तो वी कैन गिव द पैटर्नल लीव ऑल्सो फॉर फादर्स, सो दैट the mother can heal soon and they can go for the work as well. Meanwhile, papa can take care of the family and the child, so it will be balanced out. So considerations for the men as well. ठीक है, so इनका mental health, women का भी और family का भी mental health बहुत अच्छा सा हो जाएंगे। ठीक है, so these are the things that we have to keep that in mind. Okay, चलिए, so here young people are not turning away from family life, they are asking whether the conditions exist to build it. So why the hesitation here? When we ask young couples what stands between them and the life they picture, the answers are almost always practical. कहाँ पर money comes first, cited by nearly 4 in 10. Okay, the housing, job security, and also the care for the children, affordability of raising the children, or these are the things that are majorly they are talking about, why there is a delay in Jesus. ठीक है, चलिए, और इसके अलावा the last question falls on one set of shoulders for more than another. Young women in India spending over 5 hours a day on unpaid housework for caregiving, and men it are last around like half an hour, which is 30 minutes. ठीक है, only 15 in every 100 young women are in paid work compared to 55 in every 100 young men. Okay, ये रेशियो देख लो, अगर 100 लोगों को हम ले रहे हैं तो ओके 100 लोगों को हम ले रहे हैं, इसमें सिर्फ और सिर्फ 15 women, okay, out of 100 women only 15 women are in the paid work, okay, whereas in 100 men 55 men are in the paid work. ठीक है, so the ratio हमें पता चल रहा है 15 कहाँ पर है 55 कहाँ पर है ना, so there is a lot of gender gap is there. ठीक है, so because it is not only because of women are into the caregiving part, it is about men are missing out in the caregiving part, and also it is being a dual burden, so career it is not simultaneously going in hand. ठीक है, that is what we have to understand here. चलिए, the climate change issue which I have talked about, there is a newer worry layered on top of the old ones. ठीक है, the survey found that nearly all young people say climate change is disrupting their lives. ठीक है, and nearly half of young Indians also report being very worried about conflict, economic insecurity, and environmental risk all at once among the higher rates recorded anywhere. ठीक है, and the Indian households and a fuller picture emerges. This is not a generation rejection parenthood, it is a generation asking quite reasonably whether the ground beneath it is steady enough to build on. ठीक है, so यहाँ पर as we have talked about the environmental things, okay, the climate change and everything, that is also one of a factor. ठीक है, fertility rate where we have talked about the state wise policy should be gone for. okay, यहाँ पर लोगों ने कंपेयर किया है, बिहार का fertility rate है 2.7 which I have told you nearly 3, and सिक्किम का यहाँ पर 1 है 1.0 है. केरला, दिल्ली एंड तमिलनाडु हैव लॉन्ग सेटल्ड बिलो द रिप्लेसमेंट लेवल, जहाँ पर केरला, दिल्ली एंड तमिलनाडु में their fertility rates are already low. ठीक है, they keep the fertility rate around 2 only, maximum of 2 or else 1. ठीक है, and also the replacement level, while Bihar, Uttar Pradesh and Jharkhand are still catching up. These differences shows that India's demographic transition is unfolding at different speeds across states, where the uniformity will not be working, it has to be state centric as we have. And लाइक अनयूनिफॉर्म में वो हमारी चीजें डिस्ट्रीब्यूट हो रहा है, ठीक है। द रेस्पॉन्डिंग ऑफ यूथ टू यंग, रेस्पॉन्डिंग टू यूथ एस्पिरेशन। सो यहाँ पर पार्टनरशिप और ये चीज के लिए पहले चीज, ओके, लेबर फोर्स में they should be involved, okay, mental health and also the physical health should be good, and apart from that the environmental things also have to be favorable for them. Once they get a stable job, financial stability अगर इन लोगों को मिल रहे हैं तो that will be helpful for them to pursue much more higher aspirations, and along with the family also will be happen timely, ठीक है। दैट इज व्हाट दे आर टॉकिंग अबाउट। सो यहाँ पर इंडियन गवर्नमेंट का रोल यही होना चाहिए, दे हैव टू गो फॉर व्हाट द रिसर्च बेस्ड और एल्स द एविडेंस, दैट इज नॉट अ बिग मैटर, ठीक है। द रीजंस बिहाइंड इट, इट इज नॉट अबाउट ओनली गवर्नमेंट का वो इनिशिएटिव्स है टू कंट्रोल द पॉपुलेशन एंड एवरीथिंग, इट इज नॉट ओनली दैट, it is also many other factors which we have talked about, the family, like affordability of the family, and also the financial stability, the health, and also the education, climate change and everything, ठीक है। so these are the things that they have discussed here so far, just please read about it। मैंने सब कुछ तो एक बार कवर कर लिया है, if you have any doubt please let me know, ठीक है। एक बार रीड कर लेना, अगर कोई दिक्कत है तो बता दीजिए। अगर आपको हिंदी समझ नहीं आ रहा, इंग्लिश समझ नहीं आ रहा, तो इफ यू आर नॉट एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड इरफान बोथ द लैंग्वेजेस, what you have to do is you have to go for your regional language, okay, either I don't know where you belong to, so you can go for that particular regional language and can start preparing UPSC. Language is not a barrier for UPSC at all, okay, you can go for it। clear Arvind, ठीक है, thank you। चलिए नेक्स्ट वन हम चलते हैं, बिल्डिंग एंड आत्मनिर्भर फिलैंथ्रोपी इकोसिस्टम, ठीक है। ये आप एक बार पढ़ लेना, बट आई विल एक्सप्लेन व्हाट इट इज, ठीक है। सो फिलैंथ्रोपी मतलब ये है फॉरेन कंट्रीब्यूशन विल बी कमिंग टू इंडिया फॉर सोशल डेवलपमेंट एंड ऑल्सो फॉर सर्टेन थिंग्स, ठीक है। सो सोशल डेवलपमेंट एंड अलॉन्ग विद दैट हमारी not only the government, the private people, the private companies or the private in the limited people's private institution people will be coming to funding their amounts for those what डेवलपमेंट, ठीक है। वहां पर इन लोगों को क्या मिल जाएंगे, टैक्स में डिडक्शंस मिल जाएंगे, एंड अलोंग विद दैट सम पीपल विल बी डूइंग इट फॉर चैरिटी, ठीक है। अपने मन के लिए भगवान जी ने मुझे इतना दे दिया है, आई वॉन्टेड टू गिव इट बैक टू द सोसाइटी, सो उस चीज के लिए कुछ लोग करते हैं, कुछ लोगों ने अपना टैक्स डिडक्शंस के लिए करते हैं, ठीक है। सो दीज आर द थिंग्स that actually happens when it comes to the donations and things, ठीक है। philanthropy here it is about the donations, where this editorial is completely talking about India should be gone for Atmanirbhar donations, where Indians have to put their money, Indians have to assemble the money and they have to manage and finance the money, okay, donations, money here is about the donation, so the complete things, okay, the accounts and also the management should be by Indians only, that is what the whole article is talking about, ठीक है। इंडिया में अगर हम देखेंगे ये फॉरेन कंट्रीब्यूशन और डोनेशंस कैसे आ रहे हैं, ओके ओके, सो अगर हम वो देख रहे हैं तो earlier it was like India completely dominated by this foreign contributions only, ठीक है। recently we had the regulation act also for that, क्योंकि हमारी इंडिया में वो those foreign contributions should not be misused, it should not be a like इसको क्या है like फालतू का पैसा हमें यहाँ पर वॉश नहीं करना है चीजें, और इसके अलावा इट शुड नॉट बी दोस money should not be used in our political system as well, that should not be influence, right? so वो political party का favorable conditions में वो वाला money यहाँ पर करना नहीं करना है, right? so the money laundering also one of a part why we are regulating this if foreign contribution regulation, ठीक है। so FCR, so these are the things that we have to keep in mind. so history में अगर हम देखेंगे तो as I have told you India have been completely dependent on those foreign contributions, okay। right now we are moving furthermore कहाँ पर हमारी इंडियन कंपनीज हैं, राइट, so they will be actually paying their CSR, social कंपनी सोशल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज, राइट, कॉर्पोरेट सोशल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज भी आप बोल सकते हैं. सो वहां पर उन लोगों ने क्या कर दी, इधर एज अ वेलफेयर एक्टिविटी और एल्स दे विल बी गिविंग द फंडिंग्स आउट ऑफ देयर प्रॉफिट, okay, so that it will be gone to NGOs and also it will be going for other people, needy people, ठीक है. सो वहां पर डोमिनेटेड से ओके कंप्लीटली डिपेंडेंट से अभी हमने CSR में आ गया, एंड नाउ इट इज टाइम फॉर अस टू गो फॉर completely atmanirbhar philanthropy ecosystem, which is we are talking about like everything have to be financed and managed by Indians only, ठीक है. the donations also should see, it is not about, यहाँ पर एक चीज क्लियर कर लेना, they are not stopping, they are not curtailing the complete foreign contribution, वो नहीं. philanthropy ecosystem should be by Indians, okay. इंडिया का मनी में ये सोशल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन और द सोशल डेवलपमेंट शुड बी हैपनिंग rather than completely depending upon the foreign contribution, ठीक है. so that is what the thing, क्योंकि now if you see the state of India, ठीक है, we are representing ourselves as a leader of global south, and also we are actually representing India as a huge leader, okay, with a huge number of population and a bigger market and the bigger economy. It is not feasible to get the foreign contributions for those developments, okay. so this is the core and the crux of this editorial. There are certain suggestions also have been given, okay, that we are going to see one by one. Keep that in mind, okay. The crux is that India should be going for much better and regulated by Indians only, all those finances, ठीक है. so NGO में भी हमें क्या किया था अभी recently, इसलिए to track the money, how it is coming, to track the fundings from the foreign NGOs के लिए हमने ये बोला कि only for this particular factors you can start the NGO, the registration is must, okay. वहाँ पर भी थोड़ा सा challenges आ जाते थे, ठीक है. so तुरंत उन लोगों ने register नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, they have to go for the documentation process and it has been delayed, so because of that there some of the registration are also have been cancelled, right, but they can re-appeal also, right. so these are the things that they are talked about here, okay. India's philanthropic landscape has changed more in the past decade, जहाँ पर domestic private giving through family philanthropy, corporate social responsibility and individual donors has grown rapidly and now far outstrips, okay, annual foreign philanthropy inflows. A new generation of entrepreneurs is rethinking differently about giving, while millions of Indians are entering the markets through mutual funds, systematic investment plans, ठीक है. एंड यहाँ पर हमें क्या पता चल रहा है, द फिलंथ्रॉफी contribution have changed differently, ठीक है. so यहाँ पर अगर हम देखेंगे तो against the backdrop, the debate around the Foreign Contribution Regulation Act takes a different meaning, less a dispute about foreign funding than a chapter in India's move forward for self-reliant philanthropic future. वहाँ पर अभी we are right now the FCRA, right, the Foreign Contribution Regulation Act is not to curtail foreign contribution, it is actually to enhance. Is there chances misuse of funds? Yes, obviously it is there when it comes to the foreign. मैंने बता दिया इरफान, एक बार रुक जाइए. So obviously there is a chance of misuse of funds when it comes to the foreign contributions, and regulation इसके वजह है because they can give certain they have to be accountable, right, they have to submit the documents. so far इन लोगों ने कहाँ काम किया है. so देखो misuse of funds होता है, लेकिन उसको प्रिवेंट करने के लिए एटलीस्ट इसको मिनिमलाइज करने के लिए वी आर गोइंग फॉर these regulations, ठीक है. so कहाँ से पैसा आ रहा है, किस चीज के लिए पैसा आ रहा है, वो who and all is going to be accountable for it, ठीक है. and along with it, so far how much money have been utilized and how much has been balanced and what is the future plan, okay. and इसके अलावा इन लोगों का सोशल मीडिया पेजेस भी यहाँ पर सर्वेलेंस होते जा रहा है when it comes to the regulation act, बिकॉज वहां पर कोई भी सोसाइटी के ऑपोजिट ऑरल्स एक पार्टी के फेवरेबल और नहीं तो वो पॉलिटिकली influenced by biased political influence content should not be there. so these are the things how they are trying to, the Indian government is trying to minimize this misuse of funds. ठीक है ना, obviously होता है, but right now we are trying to curtail all those things. ठीक है, the first principle should not be controversial. Every sovereign nation has both the right and the responsibility to regulate foreign capital flowing. क्योंकि मेडिकल टूरिज्म में हमारे पास बहुत ज़्यादा पैसा आ जाता है, पर इसके बाद इन लोगों ने यहाँ पर आके एनजीओ स्टार्ट करते हैं, राइट. सो राइट नाउ these for not only here, if you see in Africa, if you see in many other countries, ठीक है, even in UK also they have this foreign currencies inflow, okay, so which is of foreign capital inflow, where they will be contributing or donating the people for those welfare things. ठीक है, so this is what the major thing. So the United States requires disclosure under its Foreign Agents Registration Act, and Australia and several European democracies run comparable regimes, so they also having those regulated foreign contributions. ठीक है, the question worth debating is not whether foreign funding should be regulated, but whether the regulation is proportionate, predictable and efficiently running, where they have been properly utilized or not, और इनका proportion कैसे चल रहा है. ठीक है, चलिए. So there is also a gap between perception and reality. The impression is that tighter FCRA rules have hollowed out Indian development work. No, not at all. यहाँ पर ये चीज है कि okay, so the major thing is they are telling about, okay, the impression is that tighter regulation of this foreign contribution, it will be slowing down the development work in India. No, it is not the idea. It is about regulating the proper inflow of the foreign capital. ठीक है, so that is what they are trying to say here. Niti Aayog's portal, NGO Darpan portal list roughly 6 lakh volunteer organizations, of which only about 14,500 hold active registration. Foreign contributions have themselves doubled over the decade from about 10,000 crore to around 20,000 crore. The sector has not been starved for money from abroad. अभी आपको समझ आ रहा है ना. So 6 lakh NGOs ने इन्होंने right now it has been present. बट अगर हम रजिस्ट्रेशन के बारे में हम देख रहे हैं तो द फॉरेन कंट्रीब्यूशन रेगुलेशन एक्ट के थ्रू रजिस्ट्रेशन ओनली 14,500 ओनली. See the ratios. ठीक है, so as I have told you challenges in registration, as there are certain time period का issue था, और इसके अलावा documentation के issue के वजह they were not able to register on time, and there are like n number of have been rejected as well because of no proper documents. ठीक है, so यहाँ पर health, education, livelihoods और rural development के बारे में ही they can work upon, right? And also the transition also exposed how unevenly the sector had prepared. Many organizations operate with exemplary governance, others had gone dormant, or were well-meaning groups whose documentation had not kept pace with raising expectations. As I have told you, there were very less. We will be coming to that. ठीक है, so these are the things. ठीक है, so वहां पर भी इन लोगों ने बता दिया था कि others had gone dormant, जहां पर इन लोगों का डॉक्यूमेंटेशन उतना एक्टिव नहीं है. ठीक है, so India's companies went through a similar re-choking over the past 3 decades. Stronger governance initially felt like a burden, but it ultimately became the very thing that won investor confidence and drew in capital. So if you give a proper details about कहाँ से आपको पैसा आ रहे हैं और how it is being utilized through for social development and everything, investors will be very keen to invest in our country rather than they will not be like going for choosing any other country. ठीक है, so that is what they are talking about here. So when we are talking about these things, ठीक है, so other thing is like now fixing FCRA's administration, okay, though is only half the task. The larger prize is to build what we would call as आत्मनिर्भर, self reliant. हमें the fundings और इसके अलावा क्या है, the major things that have to be managed by, financed and managed by Indians only. Indian families में donation ज़्यादा होना चाहिए. इसके लिए हम क्या कर सकते हैं, as we have all know कि इन लोग हमारे पास okay in India में टैक्सेशंस में एक एग्जम्पशंस भी हो जाता है इन केस इफ यू आर गिविंग आउट फॉर मनी आउट ऑफ डोनेशंस और चैरिटी में, सो अंडर सेक्शन 80G ऑफ इनकम टैक्स एक्ट, ओके, वहां पर क्या कर सकते हैं, आपको डिडक्शंस भी मिल जाएंगे, ऑलमोस्ट लाइक यू विल बी हैव द टैक्स अमाउंट, ओके, जितना आपने वो डोनेशन के लिए दे दिया उस हिसाब से रेशियो में आपका टैक्स डिडक्शंस हो जाएंगे, ठीक है। सो इफ यू आर गिविंग आउट फॉर सोशल डेवलपमेंट एंड एनजीओज, दैट शुड बी रजिस्टर्ड एंड इट ऑल्सो शुड बी हैविंग प्रॉपर डॉक्यूमेंटेशन, उसके लिए आप अगर आप देंगे तो इट विल बी मच मोर। एंड स्टॉक एक्सचेंज, ओके, एंड गवर्नमेंट बॉन्ड सिक्योरिटीज, इसके थ्रू भी हमें क्या कर सकते हैं, वी कैन गो फॉर द financing of those things, donations and everything, where we will be able to go for Atmanirbhar philanthropy, ठीक है। So these are the things that they have initially talked about, ठीक है। So if you see, first, a reliance on foreign philanthropy and India giving has moved through 3 phases. First, पहले हमने कहाँ पर बहुत ज़्यादा डिपेंडेंट था, फॉरेन कंट्रीब्यूशन में, राइट। फिर इसके बाद क्या हो गया, वहां से हमने CSR में आ गया, फिर वहां से ओके फ्रॉम CSR वेयर इज कॉर्पोरेट सोशल रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज, वहां से द न्यू चैप्टर हैव बीन स्टार्टेड वेयर Indian families started being involving into this NGOs and also the charities and also other donation based organizations. The third phase must be powered by Indian families, entrepreneurs and citizens. The most immediate opportunity sits with India's fast growing community of high net worth individuals whose giving has lagged well behind the growth in their wealth, ठीक है। So these are the things that we have talked about. The largest pool, okay, यहाँ पर हमें मनी पूलिंग भी कर सकते हैं, और इसके अलावा we can go for these tax frameworks where they have talked about India's tax framework does not yet signal that philanthropy is a national priority. Deductions under section 80G are usually limited to half the donation, okay, and capped at 10% of adjusted gross total income. As I have told you, half of the donation, जितना हम अगर आपने 10,000 दे रहे हैं डोनेशन में, फॉर एग्जाम्पल 5,000 विल बी डिडक्टेड फ्रॉम द, मतलब वो 5,000 विल बी आपकी इनकम से क्या होगा, उसमें टैक्स डिडक्शंस, आपको टैक्स रिलैक्सेशंस मिल जाएंगे। सो रेस्ट ऑफ द 5,000 ओनली यू हैव टू पे द टैक्स, नॉट फॉर द 5,000 दैट यू हैव पेड फॉर whom the charity, ठीक है। Donations, a few large donors hit those limits, but tax policy is also about signaling intent and other countries have been empathetic, okay। So वहां पर हम क्या कर सकते हैं, we can like even more broaden the 80G, ठीक है। And apart from that, okay, expanding ये वर्ल्ड एग्जाम्पल से सिंगापुर में कितने दे रहे हैं सब कुछ, और इसके अलावा expanding the donor base where we have talked about not only cash, okay, also about the bonds, securities, and along with that we can go for many other windows as well, ठीक है। So one mechanism of particular mention, most first generation entrepreneurs hold their wealth in equity, not cash. A framework allowing donations of appreciated list shares to eligible charities where we will be having the 1 to 3 years so that the recipients can sell in orderly fashion, where जहाँ पर shares के बारे में लोगों ने बात कर रहे हैं, ठीक है। And also the next frontier over a longer horizon is to widen the base. India now has 220 million demat accounts, widespread SIP investing, and also UPI in every pocket, right? So the digital infrastructure, digital payment infrastructure has been high in India, so we can go for those shares, stocks, okay, bonds, securities, उस हिसाब से भी not only in cash we can go for these kind of donations as well, ठीक है। The social stock exchange could do for social capital what India's market did for financial capital, a trusted national platform linking credible organizations to ordinary citizens through clear disclosure and measurable impact. वहाँ पर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से हम शेयर्स भी खरीद सकते हैं, इट कैन बी टर्म्ड एज वन ऑफ काइंड ऑफ डोनेशंस एंड थिंग्स, ठीक है। सो 1-2 साल में इन लोगों ने इसको सेल भी कर सकते हैं, राइट। सो दैट इज व्हाट द मेजर थिंग दे आर talking about here. So in the crux, if we want to see here, okay, foreign contribution hona chahiye, okay, we are not going to completely stop it, okay, but instead we have to go for increasing the proportion of India's citizens donation, feasibility को हमें increase करना पड़ेगा, ठीक है. So that is the crux of the whole article. Clear till now? If there is any doubt, okay, चलिए. Lists of folly. So यहाँ पर a flawed SAR should not be the basis for distribution of benefits. So यहाँ पर इन लोगों ने क्या बात कर रहे हैं, recently in West Bengal government, okay, so there are certain things that have been stopped, okay, जिनका नाम वो इलेक्टोरल रोल पे है नहीं, उन लोगों के लिए सर्टेन बेनिफिट्स उन लोगों ने रोक दिया है. सो व्हाट आर द बेनिफिट्स दैट हैव बीन स्टॉप्ड? इफ यू सी अन्नपूर्णा योजना, ठीक है, जहां पर इन लोगों ने विमेन के बारे में, विमेन के लिए दे कैन ट्रांसफर द मनी, ओके. सो वहां पर अगर मेरा नाम उसी इलेक्टोरल लिस्ट में नहीं है तो आई वुड नॉट बी गेटिंग दोज बेनिफिट. एंड इवन इन द पीडीएस सिस्टम, जिनका पब्लिक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन सिस्टम, जहाँ पर हमारी वो सस्ते में राइस और ग्रोसरीज मिल जाएंगे, ऑयल वगैरह, ठीक है. सो वहाँ पर क्या है, इफ माई नेम इज नॉट इन द इलेक्टोरल रोल्स, ओके, आई विल नॉट बी गेटिंग दोज पीडीएस सिस्टम beneficiaries as well. And along with that benefits, along with that, what I will not be getting, like for my caste certificate or any other thing, if my name is not in the electoral roll, my caste certificate, my birth certificate or my kids birth certificate, okay, they will be going for either like रिवाइसल, ओके, री अपील करना पड़ेगा. अगर नहीं है तो पॉसिबिलिटी वेज ऑफ लाइक डिनाइंग माई कंप्लीट सर्टिफिकेट्स, ठीक है, दे इवन कैंसल माई certificate. So these are the things that actually West Bengal government right now they have introduced, ठीक है. So यहाँ पर this editorial is talking about, देखो, special intensive revision is a process of election commission of India, right? Obviously they have to revise the इलेक्टोरल रोल्स, डुप्लीकेसी को इरेज करना है. जो जो लोग वहाँ पर शिफ्ट हो गया उस हिसाब से इन लोगों को वोटिंग राइट्स देना पड़ेगा. और इसके अलावा कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी भी चेंज हो जाते हैं. एंड ऑल्सो जो 18 ईयर्स न्यूली अटेंड किया है इनको वोटिंग राइट्स देना पड़ेगा. एंड ऑल्सो दोज हु हैव डिसीज, दोज हु हैव डेड, इनका नाम हमें हटाना पड़ेगा. सो दिस इज द core theme of revisal of this electoral rules, right? So but क्या हो गया majorly, the doubt में, migration में, there were stating these two considerations, like we are doubting about this particular candidate and we are like majorly of duplicacy and the migration, major of the voters lost their name in the voter list, right? So they can re-appeal also and they can add their name in the SAR process again. But the thing is like it is it happened in a very quick manner and people were not able to process further to re-appeal in that, ठीक है. So ये problems चल रहे थे. We have talked about more and more about the SAR process and how it have been like happened and how Supreme Court have withheld the process of SIR and everything when it comes to Bihar, when it comes to West Bengal, everywhere we have seen it, right? So that is one particular point. But here यहाँ पर अगर electoral roll पे मेरा नाम नहीं है, मेरी कास्ट सर्टिफिकेट, मेरी सर्टिफिकेशन प्रोसेस स्टॉप होते जा रहे हैं, पीडीएस सिस्टम से मुझे वो बेनिफिट्स नहीं मिल रहा है. एंड इवन अन्नपूर्णा योजना का वो अमाउंट भी ट्रांसफर नहीं हो रहा है. इट इज शोइंग दैट समवेयर और द अदर एम्फसाइजिंग इलेक्टोरल रोल्स में जो मेरा नाम है, देन ओनली आई विल बी हैविंग द राइट्स ऑफ all those citizens, ठीक है. So it is emphasizing, this is criticizing electoral rolls or voting rights. It is not equally it is the voter ID और मेरा नाम electoral rolls में अगर नहीं है तो it is not, I will be losing my citizenship, ठीक है. So as a citizen I have to receive all those benefits. And this electoral list है ना, it is not merely supporting the citizenship, it is not validating the citizenship of any citizens. That is what the major argument that they are talking about here. Clear till now? Is there is any doubt? बस clear है ना? Okay. So the court was responding to West Bengal government orders issued in May, okay, that linked welfare benefits and official caste certifications to the outcomes of SIR of electoral rolls. ठीक है, so जहाँ पर मैंने बता दिया था आपको the special intensive revision of electoral rolls, those removed would become ineligible for certain welfare benefits like and certifications under the orders. Okay, so the May 19 notification directed that persons removed from the electoral rolls will not be having what, will not be having the beneficials of Annapurna Yojana, a cash transfer scheme for women, unless they have filed appeals before the SAR tribunal. So SAR tribunal में मुझे क्या करना पड़ेगा? SC lead of the election commission, not constitutional board regarding citizenship. हाँ, चलिए ठीक है. सो यहाँ पर ये है कि दे हैव टोल्ड दैट कि अगर आपने अपील नहीं किया SIR ट्रिब्यूनल में, ठीक है, सो अगर आपने ट्रिब्यूनल में अपील नहीं किया तो यू विल नॉट बी गेटिंग द बेनिफिशियल्स. ठीक है, first thing. And also the second thing, from public distribution system, the government decided to re-verify and cancel caste certificates of those persons whose name had been deleted from the rolls. These are the major things. Okay, these decisions run contrary to the clear instructions of the court in the Bihar SIR case, जहाँ पर इन लोगों ने क्या बताया था बिहार केस में, लाइक इलेक्टोरल रोल्स को रिवाइज करना वो हमारी लाइक द इलेक्शन कमीशन का काम है, बट दे कैन नॉट विटनेस दीज काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स, विल नॉट बी विटनेसिंग देयर citizenship rights and also other rights. ठीक है, so this is what the major thing which specifically barred authorities from using SAR outcomes for any purpose other than other than determining voting rights. So this SIR process will be completely of only for voting, not any other राइट्स. ठीक है, वहां से इन लोगों ने बंद नहीं कर सकते. ठीक है, एंड the court has now issued notices to the Election Commission of India, the West Bengal government and the state chief electoral officer. Approximately 34 lakh appeals have been filed against SIR outcomes in West Bengal, and only a tiny fraction of them has been disposed of, leaving millions in a precocious state of uncertainty. So यहाँ पर मेजरली हमें क्या याद रखना पड़ेगा, we have to work upon certain things. ठीक है, so there were like 34 lakhs का application आया था, appeal आया था for removal of their name from SIR, but very few have been disposed. like either इनका नाम add हो गया, नहीं तो इनका duplicacy के वजह एक जगह से हटा दिया. so जो disposed है only for few and many were left with uncertainty only. ठीक है, so अभी इन लोगों को क्या किया था कोर्ट ने बता दिया कि see this is SAR is only for voting rights, not for any other rights to be or welfare schemes to be stopped. ठीक है, वहां पर आपने stop नहीं कर सकते. this is what the whole thing is talking about. okay, and okay, in both illogical and okay, यहाँ पर है. While this may be a simple and straightforward proportion, okay, for the state to link the absence of a person's name, both illogical and cruel. In its Bihar SAR judgment, the court clearly stated that exclusion, okay, the exclusion from an electoral roll cannot by itself determine citizenship status, and that SAR citizenship status and that SAR outcomes are linked only to electoral purposes. जहाँ पर voting rights के बारे में ही they can do any changes, they cannot come with what, they cannot basically go with any other welfare schemes को उन लोगों ने रोक नहीं सकते हैं. ठीक है, and only SAR notwithstanding larger issues are also at stake. These include universal human rights that must apply to all persons, citizens and non-citizens alike. Clean electoral rolls and targeted welfare delivery can contribute to better governance, okay, but the state must not take leave of logic and common sense. उसके मतलब the state should not be determining the citizenship and also the other welfare schemes को not on the basis of this electoral rolls. You cannot go for it. ठीक है, you cannot stop those welfare benefits. That is what from this article. क्लियर? इज देयर इज एनी डाउट? अगर कुछ डाउट है तो बता दीजिए, अदरवाइज वी विल वाइंड अप टुडेस सेशन। ठीक है, आज थोड़ा सा बोर्ड में देयर आर सर्टेन थिंग्स दैट वाज नॉट, आज थोड़ा सा गड़बड़ हो गया। ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं, सॉरी, आई एम फेसिंग प्रॉब्लम विथ माय मोबाइल। Okay, but you're writing a well, but you're writing good English. Still, if you देखो, अगर if you have time, if you have age and atoms things flexible for that, then you can go for, okay. So there you can go for like taking time to learn little English, because अगर आपको हिंदी भी नहीं आ रहा है, इंग्लिश भी नहीं आ रहा है, if you are having Assam and ऑप्शनल पेपर में कोई दिक्कत नहीं, असम का लैंग्वेज है, ठीक है, उसका आप लिटरेचर ले सकते हैं, दैट इज नॉट एन इश्यू इरफान, बट फॉर अदर थिंग्स ट्राई टू वर्क अपॉन either of the language so that it will be easy for you. ठीक है, okay, thank you so much, we will catch up in the next session. Till then, take care, please do read the newspaper, okay, एक बार पढ़ लेना, एंड लोकेशन बेस्ड है, एज आई हैव टोल्ड यू दैट टीस्टा रिवर का वहाँ पर टेरेन, इट इज हाइड्रो इलेक्ट्रिक पावर इसलिए है क्योंकि वो ऊपर से नीचे पानी आ रहा है, सो हाई एल्टीट्यूड से पानी आ रहा है, सो उसका फोर्स ज़्यादा हो जाता है, सो इसलिए इट विल बी ईजी फॉर अस टू गो फॉर इलेक्ट्रिसिटी को प्रोड्यूस करने में बहुत ईजी हो जाता है। ठीक है, सो लोकेशन बेस्ड व्हाट इज द फेवरेबल कंडीशन, क्यों वहाँ पर जाके इन लोगों ने इलेक्ट्रिक पावर मतलब हाइड्रो इलेक्ट्रिक पावर प्रोजेक्ट वहाँ पर कंस्ट्रक्ट कर रहे हैं, और इसके अलावा वी हैव टू सी दोस थिंग्स। ठीक है, सेंसिटिव एरिया है, सो सिस्मिकली एक्टिव एरिया है, सो वी हैव टू गो फॉर इट। ओके, दैट्स वेरी प्रिटी सपोर्टिव मोड, नाइस। ठीक है, डोंट वरी, स्टार्ट रीडिंग इंग्लिश स्मॉल स्मॉल बुक्स, ओके, मूवीज में सबटाइटल्स के साथ देख लेना, ओके, देन यू विल बी एबल टू डू वेल विद द इंग्लिश, नॉट एन इशू। ठीक है, एंड ऑफ द डे यू जस्ट वांटेड टू कम्युनिकेट, ओके, शशि थरूर तो हमें नहीं बनना है, सो यू कैन गो फॉर लर्न इंग्लिश थोड़ा बहुत। ठीक है, एक्सपर्टाइज नहीं होना चाहिए, बस जो आपका दिमाग में है उसको कम्युनिकेट करने के लिए आना चाहिए, बस उतना ही। ठीक है, डोंट वरी अबाउट इट। ओके, थैंक यू सो मच एवरीवन, वी विल मीट इन द नेक्स्ट सेशन।